what's up? What? You finally got a Raspberry Pi? What do you mean you don't know how to use it? I can help you. Okay, well, do you have a micro SD card? I'll let you use mine, okay? So this is our micro SD card, and we're gonna use this, and we're gonna put the operating system onto this chip. So first we need to go to raspberrypi.com/software, and then we're gonna go ahead and download the imager. So this is the Raspberry Pi imager. So I'm gonna download for Windows. And then when you pull up the imager, it's gonna look like this. So you're gonna choose your device. So we have to plug in our micro SD card. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this card reader, and it has a slot for SD and micro SD. So you got a Raspberry Pi 5, so let's select that. And then let's go ahead and choose the operating system. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Raspberry Pi OS 64-bit. And then choose storage. So this is the micro SD card that we just plugged in via the USB. And I'm gonna click next. And we can go ahead and customize our operating system settings. So we can set our host name, we can set our username, password. We can also configure the wireless and the password before we even plug in our Raspberry Pi. Under services, you can also enable SSH, and you'll just provide a public SSH key. And when we're done, we're just gonna save. Would you like to apply OS customization settings? Yes. All existing data will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Okay, so now that this is done writing the operating system to the micro SD card, we're gonna take it out and plug it into the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so now we need three things. So we need our peripherals, so we need our mouse and our keyboard. We also need a power source, and then we also need an HDMI cable so that we can hook it up to a monitor and actually see what's going on. Otherwise, you can SSH into the Raspberry Pi if you want to. I'm going to be using the Raspberry Pi keyboard and mouse. For the power source, I'm going to use this Boost Charge 3-port laptop power bank 20K. So this USB-C port will supply power to the Raspberry Pi. So I'm just going to plug this in. So I'm also going to plug in my peripherals. Next, I'm going to connect the Raspberry Pi to a portable monitor via an HDMI cable. So when you're plugging this in, make sure that you're using an HDMI to a micro HDMI. Right now, and I'm just going to plug in the micro HDMI. So this is a 10.1 inch screen from 5.2 Pi. The other end of the HDMI cable, and plug it into the back of this monitor, just like that. And the monitor will need its own power source. There's also labels right here that say power in. We're almost ready to start our Pi, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plug the monitor in first with no signal. And now I'm gonna plug the Raspberry Pi into the charging bank. You can see that the Pi is lighting up, and we can see that the operating system is starting. Look at that, you did it all by yourself. So if you are planning on coding, I do want you to set up a GitHub repo, because the only memory is on the micro SD card, which is also what holds your operating system. And if it gets corrupted, then you will lose all of your work.